Well, we are in the swings of Summer Game Fest and all the things leading up to it. And what we missed last week was State of Play, which was right after we recorded the podcast last week. I was just going to run through a couple things. It'll probably be all of it. I'll say this. Yes, they had put out a tweet, and Jeff Keighley actually did the same thing today, but they put out a tweet that said, hey, come check out 30 minutes of new gameplay and some PSVR 2 stuff. Now, I didn't see that tweet. So when the thing ended after 30, I think it was 28 minutes, I was like, that's it?
Right.
We got to set this whole time aside to watch 28 minutes? I was a little bummed that it was that short. That's just me personally. But those things could go on and on and on for me. And I think, they could be an hour, hour and a half. I'd be totally fine. So here's what they talked about. Resident Evil 4, the remake, coming to PS5 next year. We got gameplay, some story details. I'm not interested in that personally. Obviously, you guys know me. But one of my buddies, he doesn't game almost at all, but he's in love with Resident Evil 4. Now, what's interesting about his love for it is that he loves it on the Wii, and he plays it with the Wiimote.
Interesting.
And so he does all the shooting and everything with the Wiimote. And so it'll be interesting to see if that's tied into this at all, or if it'll just be controller based.
Wow, that's
strictly because he was super excited to hear, and I showed him the trailer. He was like, "That looks amazing." He was like, "How am I going to play it?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "That's a good question," because he doesn't know how to play with a controller. So Resident Evil 4 coming. Street Fighter 6, we got to look at, I think it was the first look at Street Fighter 6. And it looked open world. That was crazy. I'd never seen now I haven't played Street Fighter in a long, long time, but I had never seen an open world Street Fighter 6. It kind of reminded me of like what was that? Something that was
21 Jump Street.
No. I forget what it was called, but it was with like Goku and all the anime
Jump
characters.
Force.
Jump Force.
Yeah.
That had an open world aspect to it. Yeah. Obviously, Kakarot had an open world aspect to it. So I don't know which way that's going, but it was interesting to see. Final Fantasy 16's coming 2023. It's hard for me to get excited about those things because they're always just a big old CG, scene of a bunch of people that you don't know.
I was going to ask if you were excited about that game.
Wasn't there some gameplay, or was it just simulated gameplay? Wasn't there some?
Sure. Yeah, probably. But again, like, it's hard because Final Fantasy, they're all disconnected. And so they show you a character that talks like the last character that kind of has like a lot of aspects of the last character you played. And you're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just see what the story is. I have no idea. Resident Evil, and then they did a whole VR 2 section, which you were kind of hoping to see it. You were kind of hoping for a date. Neither happened.
Yeah.
Which was a little shocking. We had Resident Evil Village in development for PSVR 2. We had the Horizon Call of the Mountain.
Yeah.
Which we knew that was coming to PSVR, right? But we hadn't seen anything. So
there was like a brief trailer of like a tall neck foot hitting, and then as a boat goes by, that's all we had seen.
Okay.
Something like that.
A lot more stuff. Yeah.
That's right. You're in a boat or something like that with people.
Yeah,
exactly. Like Chris will be in a couple weeks.
I will not be singing that song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you have to. You have to send us at least one video of you singing that song.
That's right.
Let's see. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2 Retribution, in development for PSVR 2. And then No Man's Sky. On PSVR 2 looked very cool. I thought it looked good. They showed a longer look at Stray, which looks kind of cool, even though I hate cats.
Me too. I'm like, a lot of
people
people super excited about that game. I mean, I'm not anti it. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of secretly hoping it's a PS Plus game. I'll play it, but I don't know that I'll buy it.
I'm a little. I hate to say this. When I realized it was only $30, I was like, oh,
really? I mean, that sounds like probably what I was expecting, only because I was just, I don't know, I was expecting it to be short. It didn't look like, I was like, there's no way this is going to be a super in-depth.
Yeah.
If what we're seeing is indicative of what you're going to be going through. But,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this trailer showed off more stuff like, I don't want to say, I don't know, I use this term loosely, but combat, if you will, or evasion techniques, which we hadn't seen before. So I was like, okay, it was a little more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they did kind of a switcheroo on us, which I was unhappy about, but then happy about, but still unhappy about the first thing.
Sure.
They started showing Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, snap, we get that look at Spider-Man 2, baby, let's go. They're like, Spider-Man, coming to PC. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it. They started showing more scenes. I was like, hold up, this is the first one. And so a lot of people were upset about this, man. I saw a lot of like, nah, man, that's not cool. There's the whole reason I bought a PS5 was to play Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I feel you. For the person that went out to buy
Spider-Man came out on the PS4.
I know, but you know what I'm saying?
shouldn't have
It
bought
looks remastered and then Miles and all that stuff. So that's just, it's the internet, man. They say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Nobody say anything about it making sense. But I saw a lot of people upset, and I went to my little small eensy-weensy corner of the internet and retweeted and said, I'm so glad that more people are going to be able to enjoy this game, because at the end of the day, that's what I care about, really. I don't care where you play a game. I care that you get to play a game. And then they did release, not during the state of play, but they said later that, yes, it's going to be Spider-Man and Miles Morales are both coming to PC. And so I'm so excited for my PC folks to get to play that.
Separately, or the game
I'm
is
guessing
both of them
separately.
together?
That would be a cool
I'm
bundle.
guessing separately.
Okay.
That would be a really dope bundle, depending on how much it was. And we've seen this move, right? We've seen this move of Sony games, Sony first party games coming to PC. I love it. I want you to play the game so they keep making games and keep making money and pouring into it. What were you gonna say, Chris? Feels like you inhaled for a reason.
Oh,
you gonna say something?
I mean, I can't say something. I wasn't necessarily looking to say something, but I have follow-up thoughts I can give if you want.
Yeah, give me a follow-up.
I'm kind of with you. I would say I would be one of those people that in the past was very staunchly in the, whoever it is, whether it's Xbox, Nintendo, whoever, make your exclusive games and keep them exclusive. That's the only reason that you exist, kind of thing. But now, and I'd say for a little while now, I've kind of been more in the camp where, like, well, I'm kind of with you. I don't necessarily mind them going to PC so much. I do think as long as they come to PlayStation for like a year or more, I mean, pretty much every game that's come that PlayStation of their first party titles that has been released on PC has existed on some PlayStation console for at least 3 years, if not more. Now, I have no,
like that.
I'm not going to sit here and say that's always going to be the case. I could absolutely see a game coming out and a year later it's on there. But it's like, for anybody who was like, oh my gosh, but this is why I bought my PS5, it's like, you still had it for a number of years before it's finally into PC. It's like, maybe it can play at 120 frames on PC. So what? You played it 2.5 or 3 years ago or whatever. It's like,
and you probably played some other games too.
Yeah,
exactly. The only pushback for that is I know that people are still just now getting PS5s. Like some people that switched console generation, like switched console families from Xbox, are just now getting their hands on PlayStation, and then this news comes out. I don't know. I still think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then there was like this really cool arty looking skate park shoot 'em up thing called
like the roller derby.
Yeah, roller thing.
It was called Roller Dome. Yeah. I won't play it, but it was by the Ali World's creator, and I actually did play the first Ali World, or Ali, I think is all it was called, and I really did like that actually. I thought it was really fun. Then there was a game, and I don't know if this is in order actually, I'm just reading this down, but there was a game that looked strikingly like Dead Space.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. So did I.
Totally. I was a little like, really?
Yeah, called the Callisto Protocol.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's the remake. There it is.
Yes, there it is. And no, it's not.
No.
Now, it is made by people that were on the Dead Space team, so
Right.
maybe that's why it looks so much like Dead Space. But it looks scary, and I'm not playing it.
So, Tim, did you see this about
I
it?
did. Yeah, I saw it and I'm like, wait.
Are you excited to not play it?
I'm definitely excited to not play it. And honestly, my initial thought was, I bet a couple years ago when they had this in development, they had the right idea of somebody's got to do something that's like Dead Space. And then Dead Space announced that they're going to do a re-release. And so now their game, which is supposed to be like this next kind of like ode to Dead Space, is coming out. And now it's kind of like, wah, wah.
Yeah,
but
that's
this
actually
is
a good point.
but the Dead Space remake is a remake of an already existed that people have already played game.
Right.
This one is a new commodity. So you would hope, anyways, that it's
Right.
going to have new
But
flares.
enough
and all
time,
kinds of
I
stuff.
think enough time
course.
has gone by where people are like, oh, and I've said it on the podcast, man, I miss Dead Space. And I think somewhere a couple years ago, somebody was just like, guys, we got to do some sort of a Dead Space because it's been a while. And now the remake is being announced, and then they come out with this.
You would think. Yeah.
I would be so pissed if it
The
was
guys
me.
that were making Callisto Protocol had to be like, when they heard the announcement
like,
that Dead
"No!"
Space was getting remastered, like, no, we're
Right.
supposed to be like the spiritual.
That's
yeah.
I
We're
think
the
it's
new
an
Dead
ode.
Space.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's an ode to Dead Space, and unfortunately, it's
At a
terrible
time
timing.
where the Dead Space is coming.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They showed us some more Season, a letter to the future. Looks really cool. Black girl riding a bike.
Oh yeah, that looked good.
I'm still not totally sure.
Yeah, what
I
is
don't
it?
remember what was going on. I wasn't totally paying attention. Yeah, exactly. Something about taking pictures this season.
It's one of those, like, if I know I want to play a game, I go media blackout. And this is one where I was like, I'd like to see more.
Yeah. Yep. I need to know.
Oh, we're gonna do
Is
a
it-
gray
Is it
out.
like
Yeah, show me a little bit
Disney-esque?
more.
Is it like what is it? Like I have no idea. It seems very. I mean, the art
Yeah,
style
I
is
think
cool.
we all
but-
need a little bit more, even though the art style looks very cool.
Yeah.
Tunic. That little foxy adventure. Tunic coming to PS5 and PS4 on September 27th. He looks like Zelda, but he's a fox. Like even his sword, his shield looks like the Master. What do you call it? Master Shield,
Master Chief.
Sword Shield.
Yes.
No, art style is really cool. It's really cute. Looks great.
Yeah.
And then there was a game called Eternites.
Yeah.
Eternites. And as it was playing, I was like, ooh, this might be a game I play and not tell anybody I'm playing it, just because it looked like one of those games you don't talk about.
That's
and it looked-
almost identical to my thought. I was like, I bet Gabe plays this, and I bet I don't know about it.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of like the art style is really anime, really cool
Yeah.
looking,
Yep.
kind of
Big
like
time.
not
Oh,
exactly
yeah,
like
that's
it, but like just kind of like Astral Chain looking, kind of just
so
really
you.
like I can imagine that a lot of screenshots will come out of this game. And then at the end they were like, action adventure meets dating sim. I was like, oh man, I can't play this game.
That's so
Which some
great.
people call Mass Effect a dating sim because there's like so many dating aspects within it.
Oh, that's funny.
But I don't know if I'm be able to do it. It looks really cool, but or maybe I just stay single the whole game. I have
There you
no
go.
idea. But
You
that
probably
was-
can't. You probably have to. Maybe that's partly how you build out your party or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
like
something tied to that.
So
in a
that could
way.
be.
Oh man, dang it! I really don't want to do that.
You may have
What
to.
did you guys think of? What did you guys think of State of Play 2022 in June 2022? You guys have a grade for it?
I give it a B. I was
Yeah,
excited
B.
to
Oh,
see.
yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. There was a good variety. I was excited to see so much PSVR 2 stuff, even though, like you said, we didn't get much
see the
information
PSVR.
about it. I was like, well,
Yes.
they're promoting games for it, so I guess the thing should be coming out sometime soon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, well, if they're showing all these games, it's got to be holiday, right? It's got to be a holiday 2022. Or are you guys thinking it's going to be 2023?
And I can't remember if they showed dates on any of the games.
They did,
There was a few.
which was interesting because one of them was this year. And
Okay.
I was watching along with Lydia, and she was kind of saying like, wait. So does that mean the PSVR 2 is coming this year, or it'll be one of those things where you can play it on both, kind of like the Oculus and Oculus 2? Like there's games you can still play on both. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see because one of them did have a date on it. I remember that.
Okay.
You know, in the PSVR 2 area.
Right.
So
I think it'll be this year.
Think it will?
I think it'll be holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. I hope it's holiday.
Yeah, me too.
I would love it for it to be a holiday this year.
Yeah.
Chris, you say you don't have anything else?
What grade did you guys give? Do you guys give it? The State of Play.
Oh yeah, Tim. What grade did you give it?
I was with you, Ed. I gave it a B. I watched it, I think, the morning after, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, it's nothing like really jumping out at me, but I just like. I kind of like this format of just one after the other, just hit them up. There's no downtime. There's no somebody coming out to talk about. Like, I miss the old press conferences and kind of that format, but at the same time, I love this because it's just next thing, go. So give me all the games, and then I'll figure out whether or not I like it or not. And right now, it's just
okay. So Ed B, Tim B,
Yep.
Chris.
I mean, I think they did a fine job with it. I didn't walk away from it with a very much that I'm super excited about those games, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
That's just from a me personal. Like, I can tell I'm not interested in those particular games. I think that they showed a lot of stuff. Some of the ones that they've had, and I'm not talking about like when it was Horizon and the whole thing was focused on Horizon, but I feel like some of them we've had, and it's like, I feel like I saw two things, and that was it, and that wasn't interesting. I like these better where it's multiple things, and I think that partly is how it was tied with Summer Games Fest because it even had that logo down on the front of it. So, I mean, from that standpoint, the amount of different things and variety they showed, I guess I could say a B, but I don't think that there's anything from this that I had put down on a list like, can't wait for that because I'm going to be playing that. There's not really anything for me personally.
Well, Jeff Keighley kind of jumped on Twitter right after and was like, how would you grade today's PlayStation State of Play? Anybody want to guess what the overall grade was out of 61,670 votes?
Probably a D.
I was going to say
I voted it. So there was A, B, C, D, or below was the fourth one. I actually voted C at the time, right after watching it. But partly because I was so disappointed that it was so short. You guys want to take a quick guess?
I'm going to say
Chris,
C.
you say
C.
I'll say
Ed,
C. I
Tim?
feel like D or below. If that's the last option, I don't think it was that one. So
Well, I
I'll
would say C and B were in the minority. The overall grade that the internet, through Jeff Keighley, gave it was an A.
Really?
41.3%.
Was that
Go
dating?
ahead, gamers.
Is that fighting and dating sim?
Yeah.
Yeah,
had
they're
to
like,
have
oh,
been.
snap, I can fight and date. Can I fight my date?
It was the
Some of
Dead
these
Space
people that are
wannabe.
like, I'm going to play that and tell nobody.
Do you think it would have been different if it wasn't Jeff that asked it, but like IGN or Kotaku? Because I think Jeff is so likable that I think people who follow him for the most part
attracts
may
like.
like him. Yeah,
Man, I don't know. It's the internet still.
because good on the
You know what
internet. I'm
Yeah,
happy for him.
I was like an A. Okay, I can get with that.
Yeah.